And we're live. We are live with Jack Cole. It is Monday. It is the first Monday of 2021. It is the first work day of 2021. And I think we're all feeling that. Blah, indeed. Before we get into tonight's stream, we're going to be talking about... we're going to be colouring. We're going to be colouring Trollord Games Castle Keeper's Guide. We're going to be talking about films coming out this year, particularly the MCU. And I'm just going to be getting my crayon out and colouring in buildings. Before we get into this, I want to give a shout out to all of you beloved Twitch subscribers and you incredible Patreon backers. We sent out all of your rewards and gifts and goodies only a couple of days ago, and there's more to come this month. Much love to you. Hopefully you're having a hell of a lot of fun with the maps and the stories and the old maps that I'm sending across to you. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, head over to patreon.com/Alyssa Faden. Check it out. We're giving away a lot of goodies all of the time. All of the team nowadays. So without any further ado, let's see if I remember how to colour maps. How are you doing, Jack?
I am doing well. I am one of those that had their first day back today after taking a winter vacation, while a lot of people perhaps just had last week off for Christmas and New Year's or whatever other winter holidays they decide to celebrate. I luckily had the benefit of being, as you know, but your viewers might not, I had the advantage of taking off 3.5 weeks-ish. And so I got very relaxed and very mellow. And so today is the first day back to the chaos of work, and it was fine. It just was work, and so
it's different, right? You're back into the swing of things when you don't really want to be.
Exactly, and so it was a bit draining compared to how it was before, but no, it was good. It was for a Monday. It was not bad.
We have not only the Forge Meister with us, and Forge Meister, I hope you don't mind me calling you that, my friend. Happy New Year to you. But we have Midwest Miniature Guy with us. We have Nelson himself with us. Tom Nelson. Great to see you. Yeah, apparently his wife had 11 days off. Nice. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. In fact, Tom, I haven't actually shown you this map recently, so I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to do that right now. A minute I've selected my brush. There we go. Let's just turn off the old brush box right there. So this is what we're doing, my friend. We're colouring these maps, and I think they're looking pretty good. I'm happy with how these are shaping out. And then we're going to do all of these. This is obviously going to take a while, but each one is quicker than it normally takes me, so they're not too bad.
They all look great.
Now, one thing we're going to chat about tonight, by the way, every Monday night, Jack joins us, and we just bullshit, we just talk, whatever we're going to talk about. But Jack and I have actually been completely rewatching the entire MCU recently, and we just got done with it recently, like over the weekend, I think, Jack. I think Saturday morning, right, or something, or Saturday afternoon, we finished it off.
Yeah.
And so Jack has got his most anticipated list of 2021 in his back pocket, and we're just going to talk movies, and we're going to talk about the MCU in particular.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was going to start with the MCU ones, because not all of them necessarily overlap with my most anticipated movies. Some of them do, but it looks like, according to this, Marvel in their MCU-ness have 10 titles currently on their schedule for 2021. Combination of shows and movies.
So what do we got? 10, by the way. 10. Did you say 10?
10, yeah.
10 surprising me. That's actually a pretty deep number. That's almost like one a month.
I know, right? I know. So... Oh, and before we get into that, the Forge Master was saying, I just finished recording session 3 with his group, a good chunk of roleplay, and then an arena.
Nice. I haven't actually checked you out yet on YouTube. I'm going to have to do that, Forge Maester. for sure.
Yeah, sadly, I think Northwest, or Midwest. Sorry, Northwest is us. Midwest is you. Midwest. I think all of those titles got pushed back to 2022. Sadly, they were supposed to come out this year, but with everything that happened last year, I think they pushed it. Morning, Miss J.
Hey, Miss J. Good to see you, girl.
All right, so let's see. So, WandaVision is slated first, a show coming out on January 15th on Disney Plus.
Now, what is the WandaVision format gonna be?
What do you mean?
Everyone, back in the 60s and the 50s, they would have these shows where they were almost like they were family shows, and it's like, I'm gonna, hit you to the moon or whatever. But it was like a husband and a wife, and it was like this campy kind of family romp. Is that the format?
Well, sort of. So they're playing a lot from what we know from the trailers that have been showing. I haven't watched a lot of them because I don't want the ones that are too spoilery. But the ones in the beginning, it showed that they're totally playing on the whole TV sitcom family trope, and they actually go through a couple of different eras. Like I think they start off in like black and white, I Love Lucy style.
That's where I'm getting it from. I Love Lucy, right?
Right, but it's one of those things where, since this takes place after Endgame, Vision is spoilers dead. he didn't come back. So it's definitely one of those things where it's like, where is Wanda? Why is she in this weird ass sitcom life that doesn't seem like that would be something she would want, unless it is something she secretly wanted. Maybe she wanted to have a normal life with Vision. Who knows? But then the big question is why the hell is Vision here? And what is happening? And from some of the trailers, it definitely shows that there's some weird things going on, and then there might be some people that are involved in it that are either stuck in this place with her, or they're perhaps working directly against her. So, like in one of the trailers, it showed her neighbor character, this a woman. It's like, it seems like at one point she's trying to warn her that something's going on, but then in another clip from a trailer, it seems like she's threatening her about not trying to if she tries to upset the status quo, she's gonna get, something bad's gonna happen. So it's very much a what we know. Not a lot of people are kind of going, what the hell is gonna happen here? Is this alternate realities? Is it someone doing something very much like the villain did in the second Spider-Man film, where it's all like a bunch of kind of like fake images being projected?
I wonder, Tom, though, if it is going to be like a delve into madness, and if they are, then that's totally cool. But there was an entire film that happened after his death, and it's more than 5 years later, right? I've got that right? Yeah, 5 years.
Well, but remember, she was snapped, so for her,
I guess from her perspective, it's recent.
It's been like a day or two.
I stand corrected. Ah.
Yeah. So that's got to be a trippy thing for her. So the last thing she remembers is Thanos killing her boo, and then he snapped, and then she disintegrated, and then suddenly she reappears, and everybody's like, let's jump through this portal and fight Thanos. So she's probably like, oh hell yes, I get to kill the guy who killed my boo. And that's when she shows up on the battlefield, like, you took everything from me. And he goes, I don't even know who the hell you are. Northwest, Midwest. It's Far From Home is very good. It's very good. Some people say it's not as good as Homecoming, but I like them equally because they're different.
Yeah, I like that one. I actually want to rewatch that one too, Jack.
Yes, it is. It is the next one on the list because we just finished Endgame, so it's the next one. Yeah, and Alex, yeah, exactly. And so it's one of those things too where there was something that happened in the comics. I'm not super versed with the comics. I just am kind of versed in the comics, and Alyssa is not at all versed in the comics. So I do know that there was an event that happened where Wanda did go crazy, and she actually changed the world drastically. but that's because they also had like mutants in the world and different things with powers. And in the comics, I mean, you know that Magneto's her dad and Quicksilver her brother is, you know.
Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers, but I mean, they don't exist in the MCU, so it's one of the, and they totally redid, they totally redid their whole backstory. So, you know, I don't even know how they're even gonna do anything like that. So, yeah. So, but yeah. So WandaVision, it is still going to be definitely trippy. So this is the description they have for it. The first MCU TV series on Disney Plus finds Wanda's reality-bending powers transporting the pair. Oh, there we go. To an idyllic town of Westview, where they attempt to live out a sitcom-inspired lifestyle. Well, there you go.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around something that Forgemaster just put in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
He purchased an amazing set of homebrew gauntlets. It adds 1d4 damage and 15 feet of knockback to unarmed shield strikes.
So that's in his game. It's a homebrew item that his GM created.
Okay, homebrew. There's the homebrew. Okay.
Either he created and the GM allowed it, or the GM homebrewed them.
Got it. Cool.
Sounds pretty sweet.
And Alex Vixen, by the way, good to have you here, Alex. After altering reality so mutants were the dominant race, a Scarlet Witch and changed reality again, this time attempting to rid the world of the mutant gene by casting another spell, No More Mutants, depowering a massive majority of mutants.
Yeah, it was a big comic arc.
Got it.
I think it was called House of M, I think. But yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think they can do it in the movies like they do in the comic books, but it's one of those things where I'm wondering if at the end of WandaVision, maybe she's gonna be something like maybe she's gonna do a spell that's the equivalent of, why can't people just have powers, like have it be genetically part of their blood, part of their life, and maybe she creates mutants. Who the fuck knows? Who the heck knows? Sorry, don't mean to swear.
Yeah, because we never swear on this channel.
Well, you know, when this gets reposted to YouTube, I don't want it to get flagged for adult adult content. Good lord, I can speak. It's been a long day, everybody. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, maybe at the end of the WandaVision, she'll create mutants. Who knows? Or maybe at the end of the Doctor Strange movie that she's going to be a part of as well, that takes place after. We'll see. So yeah. Right. Obviously, they didn't do Civil War. I think it's one of those things where they knew right off the bat that they weren't going to be able to do the comics, quote unquote, right. So they decided to just use them as inspiration. Gee willikers, Jack. Yeah, I know. But yeah. All right, so the next one after that, coming out March 19th, is the show Falcon and Winter Soldier, also on Disney Plus. Also a show. They don't say how many episodes these shows are going to be. But
so that's going to be a series as well.
Correct, another series. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan return as the title characters, who will have to team up despite not really enjoying each other's company. They will see them battle an anarchist group known as the Flag Smashers, while the U.S. government tries out a new Captain America. So yeah, that'll be fun. The two of them actually had some pretty good chemistry on screen, and both of them are great actors. So that's cool.
I'm very curious about this. I'm going to call it short form content instead of films. And I think the Mandalorian, and even honestly Daredevil and the likes, have proven that it can absolutely work.
Yeah, 100%. I think Disney saw the success of the Netflix series, all of them, because even the bad ones did okay. Like Iron Fist didn't do great, but it still got views. So I think oh, nice, Alex, you've got an inside source. Nice. Now she knows someone who works at Marvel and Lucas, so inside source.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, I do think that they saw the success of those shows, and then the Mandalorian just furthered, even though that is obviously the Lucas side of things, that is Lucasfilm and Star Wars side of things. Disney as the parent company is probably going, that's great. Look at those numbers. Holy crap, we need so much more of this, and it's cheaper because we can film. We can probably film a lot of this stuff on sound stages, depending on what sequences we're doing. Hell, a lot of the Mandalorian is filmed on a stage. They call it the volume, where it creates like a digital background, and they're able to just put props on a stage, basically, and it's able to do these massive, environments, and it's just a big screen. It's crazy. Like, I think most of season 1 was done in the quote unquote volume of Mandalorian. So Heck says, I'm pretty sure the actor that played Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, got $10,000 bonus every time he said Danny Rand. Yeah. I couldn't get through season 1. Season 2 was okay, but it was so evident that the guy just wasn't a martial artist. It was one of those things where it was so painfully evident. And if this guy's supposed to be like a freaking like martial arts master with powers, it's like, oh, good lord. Oh god, Alex Vixen couldn't even get past the trailer. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not even sure I saw the trailer. I just decided I didn't want to watch after hearing about it.
So Falcon and the Winter Soldier, out in March. And then in May, we've got the Loki movie, which is following the events of him after he uses the Tesseract to bamf away in the second version of the events of the post Avengers encounter in Endgame. So when they first try to get the Tesseract and the Hulk knocks future Tony down, and the cube goes flying, and the Loki grabs it and goes, okay, bye. So that'll be entertaining.
And that's going to be a movie, not a series. I thought they were doing a series with him.
That is a series.
Oh.
It will be a series.
Oh, I thought you said movie. Okay.
Oh no, sorry. I think you said I was coming, and Loki's coming in May. Maybe the.
Okay.
No, but no. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a series. It'll be. Let's see the So yeah, it's gonna be it's definitely going to be him jumping around in different timelines, because the time variance authority is going to be introduced, and it seems like he's going to be doing some work for them, whether willingly or not, that is yet to be seen. But it looks like he'll be bamfing around between different realities and different timelines, and different time continuities. So I think they're really embracing the multiverse pretty hardcore in Phase 4. And that might be their backdoor into how they're going to be able to bring Fantastic Four, the mutants in, Like something's going to happen with all the different realities. Maybe they all get merged into one, or I don't know.
Wargaming Weekend! Good to see you here, and thank you for the raid, my friend. That's really appreciated. What were you playing? Because I know you were playing something over there.
Hello, Strega.
Hey, Princess is here.
It's funny when Wargaming rated, it says "damn those barbarians at the gates," obviously Roman themed. But Strega was commenting how she thought it said "damn those beholders at the gates."
It works either way.
Rome would have fallen even faster. I mean,
No, it would have.
Yeah. Mega Aquarium, Wargaming says.
Okay.
Unlocking more stuff and building my first circular fish tank. Tomorrow night is World of Warships with Adrian, I think.
I'll try and catch that one, my friend.
Is World of Warships like World of Tanks, just with ships?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Really smart graphics and everything too.
Nice.
A little bit of a, I want to say, slower pace in a way, because you've got warships.
Right.
Lobbing shells at each other from miles away.
Sir Cobalt, hello.
Hey, Sir Cobalt.
He wants to know how many, or they want to know, my apologies, how many panels have we colored in thus far?
2.5. 3.5? 2.5. Not many. But, I mean, each one's is taking us about 4 hours to do, something like that. And we only do it in the evenings. And then during the day, been working on Necropolis, but I'm also going to probably work on Necropolis Wednesdays and Thursday nights as well. So you're going to get to start to see Necropolis, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you haven't missed too much.
Yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along quite nicely. And I kind of like the palette that I've got going on in this one. Not intentional, just the way it's been turning out. And so Cobalt, we've been talking about films, particularly the MCU in 2021. Alex Vixen has got a theory.
Yeah, I was she was saying how she had a theory about Infinity War, and then that she had wished had been correct. She was saying that when Loki, she thought that Loki was pulling the biggest mind F that he'd ever done with Thanos when he handed over the Tesseract, because you can see him handle the Tesseract without gloves and without being affected in the slightest by it, unlike everybody else. I think I'm trying to think. I mean, I know obviously Red Skull got fried when he handled it and he tried to tap into the power or whatever, but I could have sworn we had seen Asgardians handle the Tesseract without, because it's obviously in that casing. It was in that cube casing. I thought we had seen that Asgardians handle it without. Am I wrong in thinking that? Didn't we see Thor or Odin, somebody pick it up at one point? Strega says that she's been vlogging daily and has been enjoying it so far, keeping them short to manageable with video editing. It's an issue dealing with editing. Oh, sorry, my thing just moved. Dealing with editing videos longer than 15 minutes. Longer videos and editing is an issue. Oh, that's what Wargaming is coming in. Clarifying, he said hitting the nail on the head. Yeah, there's a guy that I follow. He's actually a movie critic. His name is Jeremy Johns. He was trying out a vlogging fashion for a vlogging style video for a while. Like, he was trying it out, but he wanted to do like this was my January, this was my February, this was my March. But the thing is like he would record a little bit every day, and some days he'd record for like 5 minutes. Well, at the end of a 30-day month, he had 5 to 10 minutes every day. It became an editing nightmare. So he released the January video midway through February, and then he'd release the February video in midway through March, and then the March video he didn't have time to do editing, so he'd release it at the end of April, and it's at this point it's you're I mean, why are you doing this? Because you could tell he was not having fun with the editing process. It was just too much footage for him to be combing through, because he was trying to also do other stuff. So it's like, yeah. So he just eventually stopped because he was like, holy crap, this is way harder than I thought it was. He's like, I don't know how vloggers do it. He's like, they do it all the damn time. But yeah, I think you've got it right. You've got to do the vlogs that are more condensed and more manageable. You know, saying from someone who's never vlogged once.
Yeah, but they all want you to.
I did vlog once as a test. It was back when I was originally working from home before the quarantine, and so this was probably like 3 years ago now. I actually went out for a walk. I was going back down to the Greek place. Remember that? I don't know if you remember. There was like a day when I was like, I'm gonna go get shawarma, and you were like, you sent me a text like, do it, go get some. And it was one of those things where as I was walking, I was like, let's try vlogging, see how it works. It was a horrible video. And then again, I don't like how I talk in most videos. So it was one of these listening back to it, I was like, cringe. But it's always one of those weird things about people. When they hear their voice in their head, when they hear themselves speak, it sounds like one thing and they're like, okay, I get it. And then they hear a recording of themselves and like, oh God, I sound like that? That's not what I hear when I hear myself speak. That's me.
I think we all have that effect on ourselves, by the way. I think that's just a thing.
Right. But it was one of those things where I was like, I could see vlogging being a thing, but it's one of those things where it's like, I was doing it as more of a test, like to see how like sound sounded outside and, that type of thing and how my voice came across. And like, if I was doing like weird things with my phone where I was like close to my face and away from my face and like see if anything happened with the volume. And it's one of those things where it's like, people that do this like all the time, they're, I don't even know, me personally, I don't even know what the hell I would talk about in a vlog. So I don't think I would do a vlog. I'd probably do a different style. Okay, Strega, I'll check on that later. Thanks. Comes in and says, I still think the short form content would work good on television type on a television type format outside of Netflix and HBO. Titans being a good example. The Arrowverse, which I enjoy, I really didn't consider a prime example, but there are some good moments to its credit. So it can be done. So it can be done is what I'm getting at. Okay.
And I already hit save, by the way. I'm all saved up.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Titans, so I don't know what that means. And for short form content, do you mean the length of the episode, or do you mean the length of the season?
I think we know at this point that short form content works, right? Regardless of scene or episode or whatever. I mean, I think that's been pretty proven at this stage.
Yeah, I like the shows where their seasons are a little shorter, whether it be 8 episodes or 10 episodes, that type of thing. In some shows, depending on what type of show it is, sometimes there's like 6 episodes. I mean, hell, the Sherlock BBC show is 3 episodes of freedom. Even though the episodes are 2 hours long, but still, it's 3 episodes, and then moving on. I kind of like what Mandalorian did this latest, actually since season 1, season 2 of Mandalorian. It was like, for sure there's only going to be 8 episodes, but who knows what the episode length's going to be. Well, it'll be as long as it needs to be, period. So like some episodes are like an hour or more, and some episodes were like, and this one's like 30 minutes. It's like, okay.
Talk about episode length. Wargaming, I've only been going half an hour, my friend. We've got at least another hour yet. We're literally just warming up. I am going to finish the colouring on this tonight. That is my objective, so we've got plenty of time. So, Jack, back to you.
No worries. Peck says even in comics, and of how many filler episodes filler issues you got. TV does the same thing where there's like 1 to 5 episodes. There's 5 episodes that are main story, and then there's like 3 episodes that are like filler, basically. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where, yes, I agree that you shouldn't have too many filler episodes. A filler episode is good from time to time, but if like every other episode is a filler episode, or if you have two filler episodes in a row, that's when it starts to be like, ugh, And then not only that, but if you have like, okay, we want this one to be the main plot, but everything that happens in this episode is literally just a repeat of something that happened in the previous episode. It's like, well, so there was no growth between that episode and this episode. You both just like the same thing just happened and that's it. You lay a plan for the bad guy gets out of it and he escapes. Okay, great. Next episode, let's plan a new way to trap the bad guy. Bad guy doesn't fall for it and he escapes. All right, and the next episode.
Well, you've actually just said though the last 3 episodes or 4 episodes of something Jones.
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. I stopped watching because of that.
Yeah, and I know that was something that definitely bugged you about it. You were like, wait a minute. So they spent this whole episode was them coming up with a supposedly foolproof plan to capture him, and they capture him for about 5 seconds, and then he just escapes.
And it wasn't the fact that he escaped. Yeah, it was the fact that he then did it again in the second one, and the third one. The third one, I just threw in the towel. I'm done.
Yeah, I think in like a series where you're trying to capture a bad guy or figure out the bad guy's plan or something like that, you can do that once. You could do it where your plan was almost perfect and you almost got him, but then, something messed up and they were able to figure it out and get away. Cool. Then you do it for realsies at the end and then you get them. I mean, don't just keep doing it over and over and over and over. Good Lord.
I personally like The Expanse current season, and otherwise I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I've been enjoying it. There are only 4 episodes in, but I've been having a good time with it.
One thing that I will kind of spoil, which isn't really a spoiler, is I like that they're doing, for this season so far, they're doing different combinations of character different character pairings. So while we all still have all the main characters, normally we'd have this person and this person hanging out together, or this person and this person hanging out together. This episode is these two people that you like them both, but they haven't really had a lot of time to hang out together, are now doing something together. And these two people that you haven't really seen do a lot together are out and together. So, ooh, hello, Allah.
Hey, I actually thought Allah might turn up tonight. And I can't explain why. Good to see you, girl. Happy New Year.
Yeah, this latest season of The Expanse, and episode 5 is really good. And this entire season so far has been pretty good. It's had a lot of whoa moments. Like, I did not expect that.
5 now, huh? Has it been 5? Jack, have we watched 5?
Yeah, it's the 5th season, and it's the 5th. We've seen the 5th episode, I believe.
Okay.
Right.
Allah, I'm nowhere near the artist that you are, but here's my humble attempt thus far, and I'm kind of like, things are shaping up.
Yes,
Yeah, talk about it. She's working her art backlog.
Nice. And then Pex was bringing up before that you have the reverse is true with like early Star Trek, in which all of the episodes were filler and there isn't a main story at all. That is true.
Little fun fact about me: the first time that they did a Star Trek movie, I went with friends to watch it, and I was expecting the same format. I was expecting an hour-long version of mini episodes, maybe joined together, and I was actually really upset that they actually gave me a movie. I know.
That's pretty funny. Let's see. Strega says that was one of her nitpicks with the Batman 1960s series. It would have been nice to see a few episodes where Batman and Robin actually needed help to be sprung from traps. The one I just said? Or was there a different one? She also says she hates flashback episodes, and she doesn't like plot arcs that are not developed or followed up on. Yeah. That's definitely annoying, for sure.
Me personally, I hate it when shows introduce a concept that clearly hasn't been fully fleshed out yet, and that's okay because they're intending to do it later on. But then when they do actually kind of figure out what they want to do with this particular plot hook, they completely under-deliver. Like, they didn't know what to do with it. It's like the GM who writes in a plot hook and has it dangling there for the entire campaign, and when he or she is finally done with it, you go, really? That doesn't make no sense. And I see that way too often.
The Game of Thrones arc. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yes.
Or Bad Wolf in Doctor Who.
Or Bad Wolf in Doctor Who, yeah.
I hated the Bad Wolf thing. It was like they had this concept for it. They introduced this thing very early on. I think it was even in a Doctor or two before. But they kind of strung it along and they didn't know what they wanted to do with it. And I get it. I do that as a GM myself. And it's like you're hoping that something kind of gels from it. And they must have bounced it from bloody writer to writer like a hot potato or something, because by the time they were done, it was shit. It was stupid. They did not flesh that out. They didn't utilize it.
While on the flip side, the Matt Smith Doctor, the crack in the wall in the first season, it started off as something completely freaking different, sort of. And then it was almost like it took them a couple episodes to figure out, no, wait, we got it. We now know what it is. And then it suddenly became this cool thing that then leads to the finale of the first season with Matt Smith.
I never watched Lost, Alex. Never got into it. But that's exactly the type of thing I'm talking about.
X is saying that he doesn't like how if they touch on something really cool and really interesting, but then they ignore it for like a 1 to 2 whole seasons, then they come back to address it, and at that point you've kind of lost interest because it's been so long. Like you've either forgotten about it or you don't care anymore. I could see that. If it's not something that they continually reference or they continually advance, if they just completely ignore it, then yeah. And then as Strega is saying in Stargate SG-1, there's something called the Destroyer of Worlds concept. And then in the next season when they followed up, and it was followed up on and concluded in 1 episode. It could have been a whole season developed on to that concept, so it was underutilized. Yeah, if you're building up to something epic, and then it's like, and it's done in an episode. It's like, oh, wait, what? That was it? I thought this was going to be amazing. Oh. Especially if it's like one of those things where you end on like a series cliffhanger because the bad thing shows up in the finale. Oh. And then like, yeah, the premiere of the next season. It's like, and it's defeated. Yay. Moving on to the next season. It's like, oh wait, this threat could have been around for that next season, you know? You don't have to just defeat in episode 1. No, I hear you. Oh, look at us. This is all of us just griping about what we don't like in shows. We're a bunch of curmudgeons.
Talk about another MCU that's coming out. What's the next one?
All right, so after the Loki show, coming in on May 7th, this is the first film of 2021. We've got the Black Widow movie, which got pushed back from this year, from 2020.
And this is a prequel, right?
Yes, this takes place after Captain America Civil War. And it is Natasha Romanoff goes back home to Russia to deal with some stuff there.
And what do we think about this one? Do we think the character's got legs to stand on her own? And this is not an anti-woman thing by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to throw the Hulk in there too. I think the Hulk is a great character alongside other characters. And I'm not sure Black Widow could stand on her own any more than Hawkeye could.
I don't think if she was on her own, she could. But as the trailers have showed, she's immediately going to have people with her. She's going to have basically her family. It's her sister, and I don't know if it's her biological parents or if they're just her quote-unquote parental figures with Hopper. Stranger Things. I only think of him as Hopper now.
Oh, that's right. He's in it, isn't he?
Yeah, the actor David Harbour basically plays the Russian Captain America, basically. And so there's going to be she's going to be a part of a squad of super spies and super soldiers. So it's like, okay, but yeah, she's going to be the only person that we're familiar with. She's our touchstone character.
Okay.
So it's, but it's I do think that this movie is going to be fun, but it should have come out after Civil War. It's one of those things where it wasn't till way too late. Gotcha. So more family she created as the one she was born into, which is, in my opinion, your true family, anyways. the ones you gather in your life, the ones that mean something to you. Because some people's biological families are not bueno. Is that his name, Captain Russia? Is he really Captain? No, you're just playing because he's Captain America, Captain Russia. What is David Harbour's name in what is that character's name? Again, I know a tiny bit about comics. I don't know much about comics. He plays the Red Guardian.
Who told you it was Captain Russia?
Oh, Strega did. I think she was just playing around because I was like, it's the Russian equivalent of Captain America. She's like, Captain Russia? There you go. Okay, and Alex, yeah, because Alex is our comic aficionado.
Ala talking about how Black Widow actually had some good arcs going on
in the comics because they were all spies, suspense and intrigue. Yeah, see that's kind of stuff. That was one of the things that I liked about, they kind of tried to do with Winter Soldier. They didn't fully do it, but for the films, they were trying to do almost like 70s, espionage style. Like they were trying to do a throwback to. That type of thing. They certainly had a heck of a lot of potential. But that's cool that her comics were kind of like that as well. The whole spy genre, and I think in comics they have a lot more flexibility to do that type of thing. Because it doesn't cost them as much money to produce the comics as it does with the films and shows and stuff,
Wargaming, thank Jack, don't thank me. He gives up his time to join us on Mondays, and it's really cool. We kind of unwind together.
Hello.
Different format for the show. I just sit here and I'm just colouring away, and we're just nattering, friends sitting around having a chat, right?
Yeah. This is the virtual equivalent of us all just hanging out at a bar at a convention, just chatting, just hanging out.
You got Alavilla over there, Alazilla. She's doing like her artwork. I'm doing my artwork. We're just all chilling, and you're doing your stuff.
Yes, Alex, bringing up that's James Gunn wrote that, I think, didn't he? The film Brightburn, where it's basically Superman if he grew up to be a villain, And I think in the film, and he's still a boy in the film, right? He's like it's like a young boy, but it's like if the kid grows up like a little psychopath. Yeah. I think that was James Gunn that wrote that, right? He didn't direct it, but I think he wrote it. Maybe he did direct it. I think he just wrote it. That's what I'm gonna go with. He produced it. No, he didn't write it. He just produced it. Oh, okay.
Thank you for the cheer, Wargaming. It's really appreciated. Actually, by the way, just on completely different news, I actually think I'm finding a limit to my machine with this map and Necropolis. I bought a beast of a machine, and I'm beginning to feel it's struggling. Just FYI. Continue, Jack.
Oh no, I was just gonna comment that James Gunn only produced it, but it was his brother Brian Gunn and his cousin Mark Gunn that wrote it. So that was all I was gonna say.
I actually like the executive producers that really love a project so much that they just throw in, you know?
Yeah, and this one clearly was one where this is it's probably one of those things where his brother and his cousin were like, all right, so this is the script we're writing with Superman, but when he's a kid he's a bad guy. He's probably like, I would totally produce this movie. Are you guys kidding me right now? This sounds awesome. He's like, I mean, they're probably like, you want to direct it? He's probably like, I can't. Nepotism can only go so far, guys. Come on, come on. Let's get somebody else to direct the dang thing. I'll produce it. I'll throw some money behind you guys, but let's get some other people to work on it, shall we? I think we missed that one though. I think because it was a quote unquote horror movie, I think we missed it. Yeah, superhero horror film, but we should check it out. Maybe that's one of our Halloween movies this year.
Yes, I'm down with that 100%. And that would be the one that's not even a horror, right? So that could be the one that we even relax to.
Well,
is it really that bad?
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was messed up and tense and unnerving. Like it wasn't like a relaxing laugh film at all.
I just need one that's not going to have me hiding behind a pillow.
So Alex and Strega can be the ones that answer that. They were the two in the chat that have seen it. Oh God, don't wait till. Well, we don't have a lot of time watching films. We typically only watch stuff on weekends, usually a night, maybe two over the weekend, and we also like to watch our some shows as well. So
yeah, Forged in Fire, Cobra Kai.
A superhero slasher is what Princess Strega is referencing.
Well, how would it rate to The Boys? Because I don't consider The Boys to be a horror, but it's dark and twisted, and there's body parts and blood and looking through people in places where you shouldn't see a hole.
Alex says it fits that universe. It has gore, says Pex.
I'm down with gore. I'm fine with gore. Gore, sure. Torture porn, no. We've had this conversation. I'm hitting save. You don't have to remind me.
Then Princess is saying the Boys is tame compared to Brightburn.
All right.
Midwest Miniature Guy says Kim and I have been watching The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, there's a good show.
That's a good one. Season 2, or are you still on season 1?
That was a nice, fun, unique show. That one. I've been having a lot of fun with it. The Young Pope. I've not heard of the Young Pope.
I know that was one with Jude Law. And then I think he's plays the same character in the new Pope. No, we haven't seen that one. Okay, he's up to episode 8 on season 1 of the Umbrella Academy. Nice, nice. Jude Law plays a fictional pope, and then he says it subverts expectations.
There's too many great shows out there, not enough time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've always struggled with that.
You know, we've had to be very picky and choosy about the things we watch, because it does take us a while to watch stuff. We don't just bust things out super fast, especially when, you know, it's when we're not watching it live. When we watch it live, we can oftentimes keep up with it. Like, we're able to keep up with, you know, The Expanse, because it's, you know, they're releasing one episode a week, so, you know, we can watch that.
We like having a show that is our weekend show. We like actually going downstairs and watching something on Sundays. That's typically our religious day to watch something. Otherwise, honestly, most of the time, Jack and I play computer games. You know.
Yeah, we don't watch TV, or we don't watch shows or films during the week. Rarely we'll watch something on a Friday. Saturdays usually never, but Sunday's our day. But
although you are watching something tonight, right?
Yes. I don't get, yeah, and I have like a bunch of BS stuff that I have on during the day when I'm working, but all the stuff that I quote unquote watch while I'm working, I don't really watch, so it's nothing. I usually watch stuff that I don't care if I don't really pay attention to it. If that makes any sense. Forger Master saying that we should check out Tales of Arcadia series.
I've heard of that, haven't I?
I don't know. I never have. I'll certainly look into it for sure. But yes. Monday nights I have reserved now to my movie watching night, where it's going to be something that I pay attention to, and I'm actually just watching for that. And I'm typically doing either film classics or very highly rated or reviewed films that I quote unquote shouldn't. For being a lover of film, like, these are films that I've missed that I should have seen by now. Like, these are things that, like, you know, either, you know, critics consider them some of the best films of all time, or cinephiles in general think of them as, like, you know, very highly rated films, that type of thing. And just for some reason, either because, you know, it just came out before I was into movies, or it just is one of those things where I've always just missed it, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, that's what I do. My Monday nights are typically that. I know in October this last year I did kind of a fun little, you know, I'm going to watch a horror movie every night. And that was fun, but it definitely felt weird because some of the movies I watched were kind of meh, you know, because I was trying to keep them, like, you know, horror themed, and they were kind of meh. So I think next year, this year, this upcoming Halloween, I'll probably try to find horror movies that I've missed over the years. Like, I already know, like, I've never seen the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is like a 1920s film which I've heard is good, but I've never seen it. So, maybe I save that to watch this Halloween. Princess Strega said that the Greenhouse Academy is good too. Seasons 1 and 2 are excellent. Never even heard of that one. Forge Master saying Troll Hunters, 3 Below, and Wizards. Let's see. Midwest Miniature guy saying that he quote unquote watches a lot of D&D games, either here on Twitch or on YouTube. Shadows of Drakkenheim, Critical Role, Knights of the Evening Star. Those are all fun. Yes, Dragon, there you go. Caligari, thank you. I knew I was pronouncing wrong. Yeah, a lot of the old Vincent Price films I haven't seen.
Oh man, Vincent Price, Peter Cushing.
A lot of the old Christopher Lee films I've never seen.
So you've not seen many of the Hammer House of Horrors?
Correct.
I love those.
Strega, nice. Your goal this year is to watch at least one movie per day. That's cool. Yeah, I wish I had that much time in order to, because if there's a movie that I really want to watch, I don't want it to have to be one of those things I just have on in the background while I'm working. When there's a film that I want to watch, I want to watch it. So I wish I had that flexibility to watch a film a day. That'd be awesome. Wargaming says today I found that Bluey season 2 is coming to Disney Plus. I don't even know what Bluey is. The animated
Bluey.
Series. Supposedly it's an animated series. Alex was saying, yeah, that she grew up on Hammer House. Nice. Pex a little while back says he's got a few things he's wrapping up over the next few years, but he thinks he's going to eliminate TV and streaming services to stick to films only. Books, graphic novels, and tabletop RPG books. As you mentioned, there just isn't enough time. I hear you. Funnily enough, on this topic, I actually saw a guy that he's not like a professional like film pundit, but he's a guy he's a small time actor, and he does correspondence with some of the reviewers I do watch and some of the YouTube shows. He was commenting, he just posted something on Twitter where he was like, people that I know, people who watch movies all the time, how do you do this? I don't have enough free time for this, and blah 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 blah. And one guy came in and he was like, one of the things that helped me, he's like, I gave up video games 20 years ago. He's like, holy crap, did that free up a lot of my time. And I was sitting there going, yeah, I do play a few hours of video games. I bet me saying to Princess, I don't think I'm going to be able to watch movies. I wouldn't be able to have the time. Yeah, if I stopped playing games entirely, I'll probably have more time.
Yeah, because how many hundreds of hours have you got in on Cyberpunk right now?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, that's something certainly to consider.
No, it's not.
I didn't say it was going to happen. I just said it would be something to consider. I can consider something and then go, nah. But it was considered. Princess saying that she bought the classic Universal Monsters movie anthology on Blu-ray last year, planning on watching all 30 of those movies in October leading up to Halloween. That's awesome.
Alavilla, don't you even think about it, girl. You and me and your darling husband and Jack still need to play 7 Days to Die together.
Yeah.
What did I do with my brushes? Shit, where did I hide them? Oh, it's here. Phew, it's okay. Crisis averted.
Alex says Hammer House of Horrors Vampire Circus is a classic Hammer film. It's one I suggest you put on your list of films to watch. Most of the Hammer film stuff is great. Yeah. Beck saying 1 film a day, 40 minutes of novel reading, 20 minutes of graphic novel reading, and Saturdays and Sundays swap out the graphic novels for role-playing books. This is his future goal.
What are you looking at? What are you doing? Hi.
Wargaming clarifies what Bluey is. Bluey is a kids' animated series made in Australia featuring anthropomorphic blue healers and other anthropomorphic dogs. The dad is voiced by musician David McCormick. A friend's friend works on the series, and the show focuses on the value of creative play for adults and children. Incredibly well-made series that's funded by the Australian government. He watches it without the kids. And then Midwest says, I've got so many minis to paint. He doesn't have time to watch movies on the big TV. Normally, just pop a movie in and paint. Now I'm just watching Twitch stuff. Yeah, I hear you. We haven't watched the Castlevania animated series yet. I know, and I heard that even if you don't have to be a fan of the games in order to love it. I've heard it's really good. Yeah, we just haven't pulled the trigger on that one yet. I think it's on our list to watch, but it's just one of those things where like other stuff keeps coming up. Oh, Midwest, you did your first Twitch last night. Nice.
Oh, nice.
And even if there's just all of 5 people there, I mean, it's you gotta get that ball rolling, and once it's rolling, you're good. But that's awesome. Congrats.
So actually, on that note, I think I saw that you had done that, or were announcing that you were going to do that. Did you decide away from Facebook Live? Because I know you used to do Facebook Live a lot.
During this brief lull, I will redeem an exclamation wine. I'll be right back.
Forgemaster, I'll be interested to see where you guys end up going. It's cool that you've all got a huge amount of enthusiasm for it. Alex Vixen just got done watching Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, loved the show, hate the freaking... Oh, I was reading them out like they were titles. Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, love the show, hate the freaking... I got that far before I was like, oh wait, no, she's doing a commentary on it. Well, I'm going to assume that Midwest Miniature Guy is under his name. So you should be able to click his name, right, Midwest? And then hit you up with a follow. Actually, talking of which, Midwest, I'm going to do the same myself. I'm going to hit you up with a follow. Apparently I can't do it in this software. So I'll do that after the stream. Yeah, okay, so does anyone know about D&D Beyond's campaign function? Asks Forge Master.
I do not. I only know about their rules referencing and character management and creation. Don't know anything about the campaign function. Allah confirms that's about the whole of it: rules sharing and character management. Yeah. Unless it's something that they've introduced relatively recently, like a campaign feature. That's more of like a GM tool. Yeah, the reason why Allah is because she says that they wish that they would roll in like a wiki feature or something for the D&D Beyond site, and I think it's because they want to have everything wrapped up behind paywalls, because if like a lot of the like SRD stuff, I think they have almost kind of like in a wiki format, like you can search for it and then like click through, but like a lot of the rule stuff they want you to have bought the book digitally from the site, then it unlocks you being able to search for it. So it's a little unfortunate, but I actually had a discount from them, I think, because I had bought a couple of things from them in the past. I got like an email that was like, discount on books for like the Christmas season, so I bought that new book, that Tasha's Guide to Everything. I was like, sure. It's like 30% off or something. I was like, sure, I'll buy it. What all is hidden behind a paywall on Roll20? I have no idea. But we're talking about D&D Beyond. Did you say D&D Beyond?
Maybe he's just trying to figure out the pros and cons of each.
Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't actually know. A friend of ours actually signed up for like the premium membership on Roll20, and he did say that more features were opened up for him when he got it. But when I was poking around with just like having a free account with Roll20, there was a lot of stuff that was available to me just on that. So I was like, I don't even think I need to buy a premium account. So.
Thank you for the cheer. Really appreciated, Wargame.
Oh, there you go. Allah's talking about it. Tons of features for free, but like paid features allow you to give stuff like lighting, controls, that type of thing. Hey, Midwest saying that in addition he got Tasha's as well, but he just received his copy of The Lost City of Gaxmore. Hey!
Yay! Is that a physical copy? And how did it come out? I kind of want to try and get my hands on a copy myself. That's fantastic. That's really cool. Gonna have to see. Trollord Games has actually said that they will throw in some swag into the channel so we could do some giveaways. So once I manage to connect with them on this, gonna see if we can get ourselves some swag on the channel. Maybe we'll get Gax more in the mix, and maybe we'll even get a future version of the Castle Keeper's Guide, huh? And I'm gonna see if I can get a copy myself. See, Midwest, it's great having you here, my friend.
It's nice having you here for sure.
I've had Midwest on as a guest before now, like last year after the Gary Con Dragons. We'll have to have him on again later this year. Do another painting theme chat. I think, Princess, most giveaways are actually going to be here on the channel, on Twitch, where as a subscriber, you get more, you know? I think the Instagram, Facebook type giveaways, they're going to be mostly reserved to a couple of pot days out of the Elisimus. I don't think that's going to be necessarily a regular thing. Other Pex may well have other ideas, as he often does. You got it, Midwest.
Jonathan asking, what does SRD stand for? PEX coming in with System Reference Document.
By the way, if anyone in the chat is interested in miniature painting, do hit up Midwest Miniature Guy right there. Go over to his channel, just click on his name, head on over there, hit him up with a follow. It costs you absolutely nothing. He's a great painter, very prolific. Worth following. And with the amount of painting he does, I think you might see him very active here on Twitch. Fields of cotton. I like that idea, actually. We could do that. We could do that. Yeah, we could make that happen. Let me finish in this base colour. Maybe we'll make this field be it. I really want to finish this map tonight, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But I'm really pushing for it. The groundwork always takes longer than I think it should. Alex Vixen! Wait a minute, Wargaming Recon. I had the smell that it was Wargaming Recon giving his stuff away. Wargaming, you humble me, you really do. Thank you so much. And couldn't have given it to a nicer person. Alex Vixen has been absolutely great on this channel. I've really appreciated having her around. I am not gonna save. No. No, shan't.
This is when it crashes.
Alright, hit save now.
Okay, so back to Marvel. After Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings film comes out in July.
Shang-Chi? Legend of the Ten what now?
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
We need all the land we can get.
All I know about Shang-Chi from the comics is that he is an expert martial artist.
So hopefully we're not going to do the Iron Fist route with this.
Correct. It is the actor Simu Liu, Liu last name. I am vaguely familiar with him. I believe he has a martial arts background. Well, yes, he actually is a former stuntman as well. So yes, I do believe he is, and I think he's physically got it. He's a good-looking dude, and he's very fit and very athletic and very martial arty. So I think he will fit I think he will fit it just right.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that character at all. Like, I've not even heard it indirectly.
No, nor do I. All I know is that he is. I don't know if he taps into mystical power. I don't know if he's got cool weapons. I don't know if he's got cool powers. Like he's able to get super strong or super fast. I have no idea.
Alex Vixen, what do you know?
Oh, Alex was coming in because of the subscription. So bribery will not protect you from Clubat if you step over the line. But thank you. It might have been Strega, but so many things got pushed back. The list that I am reading off of was updated earlier today from the wrap. And so currently this year, we're a couple in. Let's see. WandaVision's coming out on January 15th. Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out on March 19th. Loki coming out sometime in May. The day specifically has not been listed. Black Widow comes out. The film comes out on May 7th. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings come out on July 9th. And then after that is the show What If, which comes out sometime after July, maybe. They haven't given a set date, but that's an animated series that are just each episode is a one-off what if story. So that doesn't really affect the MCU because it's pretty much non-canon. Ms. Marvel is coming out in late 2021.
What's Ms. Marvel?
Ms. Marvel is a young woman. I want to say she's in high school, who has superpowers. I know her name is Kamala Khan, and she is a Muslim character. Hold on, let me look up what her nationality is. Let me see.
There's so much about comics I know nothing about.
It actually says it right here. She's a Pakistani American, first Muslim superhero in Marvel Comics, and I know that she has the ability to like physically manipulate her body. Like I know from what I've seen on stuff, she's able to do kind of like what Mr. Fantastic can go, where she's super stretchy. But like she can also make like her fists like super big and super like.
Oh, she's in that Marvel computer game that came out semi-recently. She's one of the characters you can be. I know her. Okay.
Yeah, so she can make her like her arms super long and stretchy, and like make her fist really big, and like the density of her fist is super like strong, and so she can like, I guess she's like she can be really strong or really stretchy, and I don't know if she can be fast, but she's I guess a fan favorite. Like people like love her comics. Like supposedly she's awesome. I know nothing about her personally, so. But I guess she calls herself Ms. Marvel because I think Captain Marvel's like her hero, quote unquote. Like she's like she's my favorite. I'm gonna call myself after her. I think. yeah, Wargaming. I was one sentence into that, and I immediately had Regasly in my head. Thank you for that. Okay, God dang it. All right. Okay, so Alex coming in. Shang-Chi. Going back to Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is a master martial artist and chi master. Formerly had the power of self-duplication. Well, that would be freaking sweet. Biography is that he is the unknown son of Fu Manchu. But since Marvel lost the rights to the name Fu Manchu in later comics, it's hinted that they've hinted at his father's identity in more cryptic terms, like, his father was an evil, okay, gotcha. Okay, so they can't really mention Fu Manchu anymore, but so they just hint at his heritage. But interesting. Okay. So, but what does it mean he's a chi master? Like, okay. He's able to open up his third eye and be like one with the universe? Like, what the hell does that mean? What does that mean? Self-duplication, that sounds cool. I want to see a guy morph into a whole bunch of versions of themselves and kick the crap out of somebody. That'd be awesome.
That would indeed be awesome.
That's one of the things I was sad about when they said they were going to bring in Multiple Man into the third X-Men movie. The third X-Men movie just ended up being bad in my personal opinion, just bad across the board. A lot of good ideas that they didn't capitalize on. They didn't flesh out. They were trying to do too much. There was too many characters they were trying to bring in. They tried bringing in the Morlocks. They tried bringing in Angel, which didn't work out, and they brought in Beast out of nowhere. And then they were trying to finalize the confrontation between Iceman and Pyro, and then Jean. They brought Jean back, and it was too much. So Chi Master. Oh, so energy balls. So he can create balls of energy. He can manifest his chi into physical balls of energy and do things with them. Wow. All right. Alex Vixen clarifying, Dr. Fu Manchu's name is still trademarked by the Rommers estate, the guy who originally created Fu Manchu. Okay, that makes sense. It'd be like if somebody tried to say, like, and this person is the son of Gandalf the White from Lord of the Rings. The Tolkien estate would go, no, he's not.
Yeah, right.
This person is the child of the wizard who was gray but then white, who lived in the earth of the middle plane. What the heck? Get out of here with that. That doesn't sound like that should be possible. The character of Dr. Fu Manchu is public domain, but his name is trademarked? How does that even... How can you do that? Be like, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but Alice in association with Wonderland can't be used because it's owned by the estate. So that one girl who went to Wonderland at one time, I mean, how would you do that? Copyright is so weird. Or trademark or whatever it is. Space Marine. Yeah. Ooh, Ala coming in with the Chi knowledge. Okay, Chi masters and traditional Kung Fu are basically superheroes. Okay, but you're not super familiar with Shang-Chi. So he's probably just super good at martial arts. Yeah, he could probably do gravity-defying moves. Like he could probably do the Mortal Kombat bicycle kick where he is literally just floating off the ground, just kicking somebody in the face with both of his feet across the room.
Talking of which, can I ask a question about a movie that I think is coming out this year, but I actually don't know? Matrix. How are they going to pull that one off?
Who the heck knows?
Because, spoiler alert, didn't he die?
Well, and not only that, so did Trinity.
Exactly, so did Trinity.
And the screenshot that I shared on because I actually have my most anticipated movies list on Facebook that I posted on New Year's Eve, as I always do every New Year's Eve. The footage that they have, the screenshot that they have from set is Trinity. It's Carrie-Anne Moss's Trinity on the motorcycle, and Keanu Reeves is Neo on the back of it. He's got his scruffy beard, but he's got a long coat. So it's like, what's happening? You both should be dead. I don't know.
Right, I thought I'd missed something.
Okay, so for the record, I have seen a lot of, like, you know, old kung fu movies, because I used to go to kung fu theater here in Portland. Like, it's the first Tuesday of every month. The Hollywood Theater was it was kung fu theater night. So, you know, I knew the concept of, like, you know, kung fu and chi and that type of thing, but I didn't know if, like, in the comics, if that was the same thing. Because comics are comics, you know. Alex Vick said, not enthused that there's another Matrix movie. She goes, not another Matrix movie. He dies in a corner.
I gotta be honest with you, I really, really, really enjoyed the first one a huge amount. The second one was okay. But it's like it was almost overdone in the effects, so it lost that brutality of the first one where everything was solid and physical, and I think that was intentional. Then the third one, there's half of it I like and half of it where I'm like, ah. And so I'm not expecting the fourth one to really do much for me, to be honest. Myself. Just me. Just a little old me. Using.
Yeah, Strega, if the upcoming Matrix movie is a prequel, that makes even less sense that they've got Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves on set.
Yeah, it can't be a prequel. It can't be. That literally makes no sense.
They were floating around the idea of doing a young Morpheus movie for a while, and that might be what she's referencing, but nothing was confirmed. It was just rumor.
And I guess, I mean, the only way you could do that is by saying that the first time he woke up wasn't actually the first time, and that he and everyone else forgot the first time. And there's some kind of cycle repeating, you know? But then also to cast an older Keanu into a much older Keanu into a prequel like that, I'm open to whatever ideas they're intending to do, but I'm going to be very skeptical.
And Wargaming, you know that we're talking about the character Trinity was dead, not the actress. The character dies in the third movie. The actress definitely is still alive. And maybe it's a weird dream sequence. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's and if it was a prequel, maybe it's one of the previous versions of the Matrix, the ones that Mr. Smith was talking about in the first one. Who knows? Alex Vixen saying the only thing that she liked about the Matrix movies was the APUs that guard Zion. Yeah, they were pretty sweet.
The what?
The big mechs, the big the mechs, the bat mechs.
Oh yeah, no, they were really cool. That was the part of the movie I really liked. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it's funny. There was like I kind of agree with you when you were talking about. There's like half of the Matrix Reloaded that I like, and there's like half of Revolutions that I like, and so it's like, all right, so but the thing is the crappy thing is you need the other half, in my opinion, the bad half of each of those movies in order for the good halves to kind of make sense. So it's like it's like you said that some of the special effects were not good at all. Some of the, like in the second film when all of the Agent Smiths start attacking him.
Yes.
I mean, I get that it's trying to be, okay, he's a virus and he's replicating himself. I get that. But the special effects of all the CGI Mr. Smiths and then the CGI Neo, it's like these effects are just not good.
Well, so it's like in the first film, against Fishburne, where he's, obviously I know kung fu, show me. That fight scene was like solid. It felt real. You felt like there was an actual fight going on, even though there was a lot of special effects happening and wire fu. But it felt like punches were being thrown. I never felt that again in the other movies. But the defense of Sion, I did feel it. Suddenly we were back into real. And I think I remember reading somewhere that was intended.
Doing the whole digital versus reality.
Yes, exactly. Split. But they almost just went too far with it for me. Like they wanted it to feel computer-like, and yeah, well, what I fell in love with the first film was yes, it's a computer. They're in computer space, but it looks like he's doing amazing fucking things. But it felt real still, and I think that's the whole fucking point.
I hear what you're saying, Strega, but that almost sounds like I don't understand why Luke couldn't just summon up Force Lightning and shoot Palpatine back at the end of Return of the Jedi. It's like, well, yeah, if he could tap into that dark side, sure, but then it wouldn't make as much of a story. His sacrifice wouldn't have meant as much. What he was fighting for wouldn't they wouldn't have had that much weight to it. I agree, Wargaming. The Animatrix was a lot of fun. Those were some great films, the short films. Bring me back to my stop motion and tangible special effects, please, and thank you, says Pax. I like the blend myself, like what they've been doing a lot nowadays, like with the Marvel movies and with Star Wars. That was one of the things that I thought was funny with the new Star Wars movies, like the new trilogy. The new trilogy was, a lot of people were like, yeah, like especially with like the first film with The Force Awakens, a lot of people were like, yeah, see, there you go, J.J. Abrams bringing it back to practical effects. None of this prequel stuff where it's so clearly CGI. Well, I think a report came out that I think JJ used more CGI than Lucas did, but the difference is he combined it with practical effects. He combined it with physical sets and physical actors. So it was like, you gotta have a blend. You can't. Lucas was like all CGI. Fuck it, just all CGI.
And he was super clean CGI too, so it felt fake.
It felt fake, exactly. And it didn't mesh well. So when you did have a real actor, it's like the CGI was too clean. It was too crisp. It felt, and so you could, like, the actor was the one that felt out of place. Like, that guy shouldn't be on that set because everything around him looks like a video game.
It was almost like the Uncanny Valley, but with spaceships and stormtroopers and shit. The brain just knew it wasn't real.
Right. Yes, George Miller did it right with Mad Max Fury Road. There was a crap ton of practical effects in there. So many practical effects. As a matter of fact, they actually went. He had the idea of the guys that were like swinging on the vehicles, like before, and they hadn't figured out how they were going to get it to work. And they were like, what the hell? Well, I guess production got shut down for a while. I don't remember why, but it was like I don't know. I think it was something with funding or something. Well, during the downtime, George Miller was able to figure out how to rig up the vehicles and the stuff with the stunt guys to get it so they could do it. So then when they came back into production, he was like, all right, I got this. And the special effects crews were like, okay, we could do this. Or it was like the stunt guys and all of those people. They were able to get it working. And so, yeah, he was able to create like things you'd be like, there's no way he did that in practical effects. It was like, yes, he did. George Miller is that kind of crazy. And it was awesome. Supposedly there is a new Mad Max movie in the works. It is in the Mad Max universe, but it is a prequel for Furiosa, I believe. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the gal who was in Queen's Gambit on Netflix, the chess show that just came out. I think she's been tapped to play the young Furiosa, but maybe I've got that wrong. Hold on. Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy. And supposedly Chris Hemsworth is in it.
Oh, really?
Supposedly. This is from the 23rd of December, and it's from Collider, and they're about 65 to 70% right of the time. Oh, and you know what? It's by Jeff Schneider. Hold on. Jeff Schneider wrote the article for this. Jeff Schneider actually has some really good ins for some people. So he actually has broken some scoops that have come out to be totally true. So I would not be surprised if this article isn't actually pretty legit. George Miller's coming back to direct. Anya Taylor-Joy will play the young Furiosa. George Miller's already written the script with another guy named Nico Latharis, which I've never heard of. Okay, that all we know is that it's a prequel for the character. And most likely that Max won't appear because he obviously doesn't meet Furiosa until he gets captured in Fury Road. Okay. And then it's currently... Oh, good lord. There actually is a date for release set for it. It's set for June 23rd of 2023. So,
oh, wow, okay.
There's they've given themselves a lot of wiggle room to shift that around. Yeah, I have not heard about a proper sequel, Strega. I've only heard about the prequel. If I find anything about the sequel, a potential sequel, I will let you know.
Or if you do, Princess, in the meantime, send it on over.
Yeah, or if you find an article, I would love to see.
I'm just going to finish off these paths here, and I think at a first pass, this map's going to be done. Nothing's to stop me coming back a little bit later on and mucking about with it a little bit more.
Yeah, and Alex, the Mad Max Wasteland, that's the Furiosa prequel. That's the same one. It's the same movie. The two working titles have been Mad Max Wasteland or just simply Mad Max Furiosa.
May have to actually finish this tomorrow, because I just realized I haven't actually put a lot of love into the graveyard, and we need to do justice to the graveyard. So we may actually finish this one tomorrow, and then move on to the next one. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think this is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm all for this site that you've linked, Alex, but fan-created sites I don't hold much weight on, especially since all of the production timeline is from 5 to 6 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago. But more Mad Max movies, the better.
I think it's one of the unfortunate parts of the internet is sometimes you just, it's hard to know what you can trust.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alex's site could be fucking solid, you know, but it's like there's just so much information out there, and not all of it is freaking legit.
Mm-hmm. There's and the unfortunate thing too is that sometimes there's a lot of sites that are older that keep surfacing back to circulation as if they're real. Like I every now and then on Facebook, because I'm a big Star Wars nerd, obviously, this one article will come out where it's like the original unedited pre-special edition Star Wars movies are finally going to be released by Lucasfilm, because now that Lucas is out, they finally were able to do it, and they've reformatted them to 4K, and they're going to be released, the original trilogy, before they were edited. This is going to be amazing. Get your pre-orders in now. And you click the article, and it's like, it's from 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and it's from a site that's like, you know, I'm just gonna say a site. I'm not saying it was this site. I'm not saying that they're a bad source, but it's like comicbook.com, and it's like, well, who the hell is comicbook.com? Do they have any inside knowledge? Do they actually have any connection with anybody that works at the company? And not only that, why is this circulating now in 2020 or 2021? This article came out in February of 2015. Like, what the heck? Why is this circulating now? And like every couple of years, literally that same exact article will start circulating around Facebook, and people will be posting like, oh my God, this is the greatest news ever. And I'm like, just like last year when it was the greatest news ever, and the year before that when it was the greatest news ever, and the year before that. It's the internet, man. Anybody can write anything, and then if it sounds convincing, or if they have one person that was like, yeah, I heard a rumor, I was on set one day, and somebody said, hey, wouldn't it be great if they redid all the DVDs? You know, it's like, oh my God, what's happening? Yeah, Harmy's despecialized. Those are good ones. I agree with you, Strega. Those ones are good. That was actually a fan project that gained some traction, which is now, you can now find, and they have to keep shifting their where you can get the download from them, because Lucas tries to zap them every now and then. Yeah, those are great additions.
All right, 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more at my end, and then we're ending the stream. I got a bee in my bonnet. Hold on.
Got a bee in your bonnet?
I got a bee in my bonnet. I think we could be done with this map tonight, and then that means moving on to another one tomorrow, which will be freaking a fantastico. I just want to add a little bit of texture to this ground here. Wargaming Recon has laser discs. I don't even know what he's got laser discs of. He's just got laser discs. He might be the second person.
No, he's got digital copies of the laser disc releases of Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he had laser discs, he better have one of those giant. You remember the laser disc players? Those things were so huge.
And how long would laser discs around for? Like 2 months?
I was gonna say maybe a year. I mean, oh, that's funny. Yeah, those things were so crazy big. I'm really glad they didn't catch hold.
Laser discs are not making a comeback, you old fogey. They may be collectible, but they're not making a comeback. People buying them just because they want to collect them does not mean that laser discs are going to be back in fashion. Fuck off.
LPs are making a comeback. Oh, good lord.
Yeah, LPs are making a comeback within the niche of people that want to listen to an LP. I don't know if they're ever going to make a comeback. It's not like they're suddenly going to become mainstream again and we're now listening to LPs instead of listening to the digital version over here. So I don't know if they're ever going to make a comeback. They just haven't gone away.
Oh, I can't wait till I get that my new 8-track collection going on. Let's do that.
Making new ones for collectors is not making a comeback. Fuck off. And on that note, way to alienate Pex. Pex is like, fuck you then, I'm out. Alright, look. This is... I'm going to hit save. We've got our third one done. Look at that. So tomorrow we are definitely going to be working on this again. Maybe Mott and Bailey? Maybe we do the Mott and Bailey? This has still got a long way to go. I mean, what is it? About 4 hours colouring per panel. And we haven't even hit the full pages yet. But it's about 4 hours per panel. So what are we dealing with? And why do you keep doing that? Move. You know what this is? This is that. Okay. Jesus. Whoa. Okay, so what have we got? We've got 12 panels. We've done 3, but we've got 9 panels left. So what about... What are we thinking? About 36 hours? 36 hours, and if we do, let's say... that's beginning to like stretch into February, but that's okay. That's okay. No one's hounding me for this yet. Shh. So I think we'll be with this one probably for January. Yeah. Into February, and then that will be this project finito. So back tomorrow. Drink some Baileys while drinking the Mott and Bailey. You know what? I have some Baileys. Let's do it. I will drink a Baileys tomorrow night. No problemo. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. So with that said, I want to thank all of you for hanging out with Jack and I tonight. And I want to thank Jack over there.
Hello.
And I want to thank Wargaming Recon for the cheers and the gift subscription. You really do humble me. You really do. And I want to thank every single one of you Twitch subscribers, every single one of you Patreon supporters. Hopefully you really enjoyed the goodies that we're beginning to give out. Beginning to give out? Yes. At the beginning of each month. Like last Saturday, we gave out this month's rewards. And there is a little follow-up too to that. And of course, little meet and greet hangout. Me drawing Rome. Hang out with me while I do that. So hopefully you all get to really enjoy it. And I am sharing some of the private stuff, the maps I don't share publicly, and writing up my words and, my thoughts on each piece. So hopefully you get a little bit of a chuckle and enjoy those as well. So with that said, all of you, huge amount of love to every single one of you. I'll be back tomorrow night. Jack won't be, but Jack will love you nevertheless.
I love you guys too.
And I will see you all on the flip side. Until then, see you tomorrow. We're going to continue with the Castle Keeper's Guide. Love you all.